And turning now to Syria's uprising, diplomatic efforts have so far failed to end the fighting or help the civilians.
Inside the country, a multitude of poorly equipped and loosely organized rebel groups are fighting separate local battles.
Have had to flee either for safety or because their homes have been destroyed.
The rebels have been trying to break the military stalemate in
There was no respite for the people of Homs today. Heavy shelling continued, destroying homes and lives.
Black delay a meeting for a month, and probably means another 6,000 dead in Syria. It probably means another 40, 50, 60, 70,000 refugees.
We asked them to raise their hand if they'd lost someone to the war.
We're right now at risk of losing a generation of Syrian children. They have seen extreme violence often happening to a family member, and they find them.
These are man-made crises, but they are more disastrous than the natural disasters because they are not ending. In such areas like Syria, Somalia, the war doesn't end and the humanitarian drama continues. The most vulnerable group of the war are the children. You will see in their homes there are 2 or 3 families with around 15 to 20 people in each apartment. So these children are disappearing in such crowds. If you go and ask to a little girl of 7 years old, who is responsible about her moving to Turkey? She will say, my dad or my man first. And most of the families who are facing these problems cannot convince their children that they are not responsible. So we needed to reconcile the children with their families first. International Blue Crescent policy is not to leave the disaster area just after the emergency, because this is not a true response, you know. We need to give hope to the children. And this is the base of this child-friendly spaces, trainings and psychosocial treatment. Sometimes we play together with them. We bring their families for common activities. We do drawing competitions. We created a music band, for example.
عشان ايوه هون ايوه بيت شالي هون في تحتك وين هون
From the most vulnerable families we are selecting them. There are of course rich families also, and the most of them they lost their fathers.
هو فريد أبوه صار له متوفي تقريبا من سنة 1/8 توفى. أخذه ليشتري له معروف، أخذه بالجميلية، أخذه برمضان كانت صيام قبل الإفطار بساعتين، أخذه ليشتري له معروف قام ولع الناص براسه هو وابن عمه كان معه. قام طب حاله وقت مات. هاتي سحله بابا رد علي إيش بك؟ مباله إنه عم مثل ولا شي. أبوه طب حاله وقت مات. لا الحمد لله في تحسن شوي، بس انه ابوه نسيه لا ما عم بنساه. بس انه في تحسن شوي. في تحسن الحمد لله.
وللحنية يعني في أولاد بس يشوفونا تقول شافوا أمهم أو حدا من أهلهم يعني تعلقوا فينا كتير.
رايحين يلعبوا لحالهم والصبيان رايحين يلعبوا لحالهم مشان الزحمة، هيك؟ مشان الزحمة. طيب هلا كل واحد يعطيني مدة من وراه. شوي. شوي. عدد خلصنا العدد 10. طيب طلعوا على الجزيرة لشو؟ تاكل بدها تاكل البنوتة الصغيرة الحلوة، فالبنوتة وين لازم تنهزم؟ تنهزم على الجزيرة، إذا إجرها تحت ما بصير ها؟ كلها تحت. سويم سويم سويم سويم. ما عم بسمع ما عم بسمع ما عم بسمع ما عم بسمع. صوت أهلا أهلا أهلا أهلا. إيديكم حكي إيديكم. هلا القرش صار قريب علينا كثير، ها بدكم تنتبهوا.
Avni Tuvarlan hanımı, Zekeriya ve İbrahim Nizamoğlu'nun kız kardeşi, İsmail kardeş dayının.
أهم شيء الطلاب بيعانوا من مشكلة عدم الاستقرار النفسي. الطلاب يعني بيتخيلوا القصف دائما، بيحكوا لنا على القصف يعني والطيارات والصواريخ، يعني بيعانوا دائما خصوصا بعد الحرب اللي صارت، يعني الحرب اللي هي أدت لمشاكل نفسية عند الطلاب كثير كبيرة، خلتهم ما يستقروا نفسيا، عدم استقرار نفسي صار عندهم، وكثرة التجوال والترحال يعني من مكان إلى آخر.
هاي فاطمة يعني أول كانت تحكي عادي عندها، بس صارت الحرب هون صارت يعني تخاف ما تحكي، تخجل شوي. ليش
You know, those children after 5 years will be adults. After 5 years they will be leading families. If they grow with this concept to take revenge, to blame their families, those psychosocial problems are going to prevent the development of this community. Instead of dealing with peace and development and problems of their own, they are fighting each other. You know, in Syria, Shias and Sunnis are fighting each other. Kurdish and Arabs are fighting each other. But in this child-friendly space, they are not fighting each other. They are becoming friends. This is one of the basic tools to make peace in the future, you know, because we know each other, and they are growing together, and they are growing as friends, not as enemies. The most important change is the children are smiling now. They are smiling. This is important. If a child is smiling, it means she or he are happy. Life is not only getting food and clothes, you know. And if you think these refugees like in need just only of food and clothes and medicine, you are looking them like animals. But the human beings are different. They have their psychology, they have their brains, they have their hopes, love. They are feeling, you know. And you have to take care about their feelings.